When you see all these envelopes lying around, you know what time it is. It's time for a post bag, and let's just dive right in. And the first one, it has no description, feels heavy and solid. And these are just some prototype boards. They are the larger ones. I had a set of these with different sizes, but they didn't include this bigger size. And I couldn't find them in a set including this size, so I ordered them separate. And this is, let's zoom in, 8 centimeters by 12 centimeters. And there's 3 in them. And the rows, they go from A to Z and then again from A to P, so that's 26, 42 rows by 30 columns. No, wait, it's 30 rows by 42 columns. Pretty big. Next one, descriptionless. You're welcome. These are some screws, and they are M2.5 by 4 millimeters in height. And I bought these because, well, let me grab something. I bought these because of this. This is the ESP32 touchdown, and it uses M2.5 mounting holes. And I believe it was Johnny Bergdahl who pointed out to me that not everyone has M2.5 screws for mounting the ESP32 touchdown, and that it might be a good idea just to include 4 screws. And these are pretty cheap, so it doesn't really add any extra cost for me. Maybe a few cents on each ESP32 touchdown. So that's what I'm gonna do. So you get 4 screws with each ESP32 touchdown, so you can mount it and you don't have to source the screws yourself and perhaps wait like a few months for them to arrive. You'll get some screws. And the next one, this is some double-sided adhesive tape, and it's really thin. And this is the 20 millimeter version of something I already use. I use the 10 millimeter version, and I also use this for the ESP32 touchdown. This is a board that I'm not using, or I am using it, but I'm not selling it. And I'm experimenting with some different tapes to mount the screen to the board itself, and I've been using this 10 millimeter double-sided adhesive tape, and I thought, well, why not use the 20 millimeter version, and it should fit. Just a quick check. Well, it doesn't. So maybe when I fix the screen to the board, I'm gonna use, come on, get off. I'm gonna use 2 strips of 10 millimeter along the long edges, and then maybe use the 20 millimeter in between here for some extra adhesion. So some experimenting to do, but I think a combination of these tapes will work the best. Next one. So these are some Microswitches, and they have this rounded, well, roller on there. A nice clicky feel and sound to it, and I'm planning to use these as some end stops or end switches or limit switches, whatever you want to call it, for the you might have seen it. I'm building a camera slider with pan and tilt from an old 3D printer, and I'm planning to use some of these limit switches to make sure that the camera doesn't fly off, and when it hits one of these switches it will stop the stepper motor. Next up, I'm getting a deja vu. So apparently I ordered two, and I thought it was from two different sellers, but they showed up the same time in the same type of package. So maybe one seller sells under two different names, which is very much possible. But when something is cheap and I really need it, I usually order it from two sellers at the same time and hope one of them shows up really quickly. And in this case, they both showed up pretty quickly. So, more tape. Next up, this has a description on it. That doesn't really happen too often anymore. It says sundry storage package. And these are some tiny bags. Can't remember what size I ordered. I think it's 1.5 centimeters by 2 centimeters, maybe a bit more. And my idea was to put the 4 little screws for mounting the ESP32 touchdown in this bag, but maybe I went a size too small. But we can check it because we have the screws over here. So 4 screws in each little bag. It should just about fit, but I'm thinking, how am I ever gonna do this for 100 boards? Oh man, what I gotta do. This is gonna be a pain. Can't even get this one open. Alright, so that took a while. Then 4 screws. So that does fit and it looks pretty nice, but it's pretty labor intensive. So I might go up a size in bag, but for now this will work. Next, it says screws. Again, you're welcome. And yeah, more of the same. 2.5 millimeter screws, 4 millimeters in length, to mount the ESP32 touchdown. And the last one. These are some square nuts, and oh no, I've cut into the bag on the bottom. Crap. And these are some square nuts, and these I believe are 5 millimeters by 5 millimeters M3, and these are used in Sion's, I should say, Unexpected Makers Reflow Master to mount the case, or actually the back of the case to the front of the case, and I didn't have them, so I ordered a few. In the meantime, I already found these locally because I really wanted to finish my Reflow Master. But these come in pretty handy because you can design your case for whatever so that they will fit one of these square nuts, and it's an easy way of having a metal thread inserted in your design without actually having to insert a metal thread. You can just use this, secure it into your print, and that will give you a nice thread for your screw. And these are today's Postbag items. Thank you for watching. Links are in the description below, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.